So today we are diving deep into the first part of EPIC verification journey. So in this video, we will unravel the complexities of EPIC verification, starting from very fundamental how to establish an EPIC physician portal account. Then we'll proceed to the verification process as we go. So let's start. Alright, to begin with the EPIC verification, the simplest way to find the EPIC website is to type the EPIC verification on the Google, or I'll be giving a link down below. It's the www.ecfmgepic.org. So if you see this link and click on here, you'll see the website something like this. And once you go to this website of the EPIC verification of ECFMG, so from there you can begin to establish your account. So this is the EPIC electronic portfolio of international credential. Basically this verifies your medical education authenticity. So to begin to establish an account, there are a couple of ways you can go. So you can go from the menu, you can see the EPIC for physician and getting started. So that's the one way to go. If you like to have some more information, just scroll through. You can click any of the menus, whichever information you like, and you can get the information from this website. And if you just scroll through, it's given give you an overview of what is EPIC, what it does, how it works, and everything. So the next way to establish your account, to create an EPIC account, is from the bottom of this website. That's EPIC physician quick links. So you can see here, establish an account. If you have already established an EPIC account, you can log in from here. So basically the next way to go is from bottom of this website, and you can click on establish an account from here. So either you could go from here in the menu EPIC for physician and click on getting started, and you are good to go. So once you click on getting started, you will be landed on this page. So basically before you begin to request to establish an account, you must read this information, because this it gives you an overview of what the documents and information you require to establish an account with an EPIC. So after reading this, just continue and you'll be taken to the next page, that is your biographics. So the very first section of the biographics is the name section, and you'll type your first, last name, and if you have any generational suffix, and you'll type here. To make sure the name you type here is your legal name and matched with the documentation and exactly the name on your passport. And the next thing is, if your legal name consists of one name, which might be the case for some of the candidates and it gives a lot of trouble, just read this very carefully. You must enter this name in the last name section. Do not enter in any character in the rest of the name. That's very important. And once you click on that, make sure you check this box. The next section of the biographics is the contact information and the other biographic information. So here you'll type on your address, email address, phone number, your date of birth. Just keep on filling all this information, and once you fill all this information, you'll come to the point you'll be asked about whether or not you have any USMLE or ECFMG number before. So if you have any, just check on yes. So you can see here, do you have any USMLE or ECFMG identification number? So if you have established an account for USMLE or ECFMG before, you must have these, and just check on yes and provide this number. For me, both of these question, the answer to both of this question is no for me. So I just checked a no, which is true for most of the candidates. So if you have any of the USMLE or ECFMG identification number or EICS number, then you must check on yes. Otherwise, no for most of the candidates and no for me. So let's proceed. The next section is the medical school section. So if you are a student, click on student. If you are a graduate, click on graduate. I'm a graduate, so I'm clicking on graduate. So once you add on medical school, just type your country, the medical school name, and click on search. So that must bring your medical school in this section. So even after checking your spelling and information, if that does not list your medical school, either you can proceed further by checking this box called medical school not found, or you can simply email the ECFMG and ask whether or not you'll be benefited or you should proceed further from here. It's always better safe than sorry for me, so it's totally up to you. The next information are quite straightforward. It's the student identification number. Everyone has this unique student identification number in a medical school, so it's the roll number for me. And you'll just type your start date and end date of the medical school and the year you graduated and title of your medical school. So once you add on that, if you have attended any other undergraduate medical school, then you can add from here, or it's the no for me. So just once I added my medical school degree, I'll proceed with the continue. All right, so once you continue, it will brings you to the medical licensure authority or registration authority, and the next section is organization. Do not get confused. So the medical registration licensure section is the section of the authority with which you are currently registered with. That's your home country medical council. So for me, it's the Nepal and the city is Kathmandu. I'll just type my authority name. That's the Nepal Medical Council. So once you add on all this information and click on search, that should list your authority down below in this checklist. So once you type on and search, this will list down your medical authority here. So for me, it's the Nepal Medical Council. So if it is not listed, you can just continue with no authority found, or again you can check on with the EPIC by emailing them. The next section is organization. This is basically to whom you are sending your primary medical qualification, or the organization which you are applying to. So for me, it's the GMC or General Medical Council. The next section is the photograph and the passport section. So basically, there is a discrete information on how it should look like, your photograph and the passport. So basically, your passport must show your details very clearly and legibly, and it should be in color, and all this information are outlined here. Just read this information before uploading. And the next section is your passport information section, and it contains your country that issued your passport, your issue date and expiration date. And once you fill all that information, click on continue. All right, and this is the summary section. Just review all the information and make sure all the information you have entered are correct. And this is the last time I would say to review your information before you establish your account. So that's a very important step. Just scroll through and make sure the information are correct. And once you have done that, we'll move to the last step, and that's the payment section. So your request to establish an Epic account cost you US $130. So make sure that you have a sufficient amount in your card. And yeah, so this is the payment section. Just fill up all the details of your card or the payment details. That includes your address, name on the card, expiration date, security, and everything. So once you fill on that information and making sure that you have a sufficient amount, just click on the payment and you are good to go. So once you have done the payment, you'll receive the thank you message and you have successfully established your Epic account. So how to confirm that? So just give an Epic or ECFMG one business day. So within one business day, you will receive an email of the confirmation. Usually it's within 30 minutes. So otherwise just give them a day and you'll receive a email confirming your account establishment and with the temporary username and the password. So you can always change these information once you get it. You should always change your temporary password at least, and yeah, you should proceed with the instruction you will receive in the email. And the most important section here is your Epic identification number. So you should always have this Epic identification number. And the second step is to complete your EIF, and we'll talk that in the later video. So sometimes what happen is you might encounter an error. So what I suggest is it's very imperative to keep this reference number. And what you can do is you can email these the problems or the issues or the error that has occurred to the Epic in this email with that reference number. So that's why that reference number is very important. So if you encountered an error, just do not panic. Just get that reference number, email to the Epic explaining your problems or issues, and they will guide you further. Right. This is it for today's video, and in the next installment, we'll um, talk about the fascinating world of notary camp procedures and the primary medical qualification verification and sending that to the GMC. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the more epic content. Until